Hello racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Saturday, October the 2nd races.
We are into October already.
October the 3rd race is at Hastings. October 3rd and 4th will be our weekend of racing activity. We have 7 races on Saturday, 7 races on Sunday. A huge carryover in the Sea to Sky.
Yeah, it's just a hair over 70,000.
So, but you do have to be the only winner.
Yep.
It's a 20-cent wager. You get a lot of coverage for not a lot of money with a 20-cent wager, but you do have to be the lone winner to take home the jackpot. But if you do get 6 winners or the most amount of winners, there's still 50% of the pool gets paid out, and you still get a healthy payday.
I've noticed that the consolation payouts are still pretty good.
Really good, 1,800, $2,000, and there's been a 4,000. It's definitely worth taking a look at if you into the pick 6. Type of sequence.
Absolutely. I mean, it's better than buying a lottery ticket.
70 grand up for grabby, 80 grand probably if someone can take it down on Saturday. But
that does start in the second race.
It does. Yeah, it's a tough sequence too. They got some 2-year-olds running on
Saturday.
Actually,
this is a day where it could get hit.
Let's get into the card. The first half of the double is for 2-year-olds, maiden 12-5, going only 3.5 furlongs. Got to feel the 6, heading to face starter Joe Gray, and I ended up on the 6 horse Chianti. Another one of the Swift Thoroughbreds. I guess I know what they like to do at dinner. They got Merlot. They got Chianti.
Well, they're all out of Napa.
Yeah, they're out of the, of course, the good mare Napa, and cleverly named. Showed good speed in her debut. Those were fast horses.
Yeah.
Texas Alley Cat, our Benita Rose is now a winner. Miss Finality's been stakes place
now. Yeah.
Those are 3 tough horses that Chianti ran against, and they've been obviously something went off the rails after that race in June, but she's freshened up, and a couple of decent works. Richard Hamill rides for Dino, and I got to give her top marks in here. Put the 5 horse Jamal for Mark Cluche. I mean, obviously the workouts are brilliant.
Yeah.
Hopefully the horse leaves the gate like it does in the mornings, perhaps. And I put the 4 horse Hawk Mom for Steve Henson. Had some little hiccups in the training program, but still looks like it's got some talent, some speed, good quick works for owner Jeff Singara. I went 6, 5, and 4 in the opener.
I got similar horses. I did put Jamal, the 5 horse, on the Mark Cluche barn. I put him on top.
34s. I mean, it's
35 out of the gate. Yeah. He looks like he's pretty quick in a 3.5 race. Mark's had some success with his 2-year-olds this year. I put Jamal on top. I put Brooklyn Boss in the 2nd spot out of the Anita Bolton barn. Pretty well-bred daughter of a Magna graduate and a long string of work. She should definitely be fit. And Anita batting 31% with her 2-year-olds, so definitely want to keep an eye on them. Pedro Alvarado, too, a very good 2-year-old rider and very good 3.5 rider.
Pedro gets horses set up.
He really gets horses out of the gate.
Yeah.
So I put Brooklyn Boston 2nd, and the aforementioned Chianti, your top selection. I definitely want to leave her off the ticket. This is a race I would go pretty deep in. 2-year-olds is tough to tell. I did put Jamal on top. I went 5, 2, and 6. On to the 2nd, a maiden special weight for 2-year-olds, going 2 turns, 6 furlongs. I went to the 4, good as they get here out of the Mel Snow barn. I liked him in his first 2 races. Just got caught in his first race by Colleen's Diamond. Came back on 6 furlongs and ran into Hippie BC Charlie. That was a pretty tough race, and only got beat 4.5 in the Jack Diamond behind Power Corrupt, Stands in Command. He only missed running 3rd by about 1.5 lengths. I did put him on top. Put Sanawar out of the Barb Heads barn, a very well-bred son of Plan of a Tappet mare. Again, a good long string of works. At August 9th, working 35 and 2, said he's got some good early lick. He's got some gate works, comes out of a good barn, and Amadeo and Barb are always dangerous together. Does debut on the Lasix program. I like that too. And Sunscape, I put in the 3rd spot. This is another race. This is a horse I easily could have had on the top. Yeah. You look, I mean, only got beat just over 3 lengths by McDove, Groot, Soulcat. Got beat by some nice horses. I put him in the 3rd spot. Under Richard Hamill, 4, 3, and 6 with me.
Yeah, I went to the 3 horses that have started. I ended up on the 1 horse Crazy Prophet, who also exits the Jack Diamond Futurity. Yeah. I thought a very good run. First time out. A better than looked run behind McDove, Groot, and Soulcat. This horse was, bumped a little and was 3 wide much of the trip. Came back. They put him in blinkers and Lasix, and the blinkers didn't seem to work. I don't think he ran his best race that day, but it was worth a try. The blinkers come off. I think you'll see a better run from Crazy Prophet, and I'm going to try this one, maybe to be a speed. This horse, I think, is speed, and I think this horse will be on the lead. I'm going to try the 1 to defeat the 6 horse Sunscape, who, for the reasons you mentioned, good run against McDove, finished barely ahead of Crazy Prophet that day, and that was Crazy Prophet's first start. So that's why I put him over Sunscape. And as good as they get, live as well. I mean, probably going to show a little more speed than he did last time, and could make him dangerous. But the 3 firsters I did leave in the 2nd, or 4th, 5th, and 6th spots. But have a look at them in the paddock. They're all from good connections and nice pedigrees. It might be worth a look. But I did go 1, 6, and 4 in race number 2. On to the 3rd race, Fillies and Mares in this optional $25,000 claimer. It's a non-2, non-3 lifetime for BC breds, going 6.5. The 1 horse Sabrina looks like a cut above on paper.
She looks pretty tough, yeah.
She's had a kind of an abbreviated campaign. She's run 3 of her 4 starts this year at Emerald, not because they want to, it's because we're just very low in the
mares
pool
category is very
of
tough
$25,000 fillies and mares, and for whatever reason, I think 1 or 2 of the races, Dear Lily won. It was right after she'd gone to Emerald, so that was a little difficult. But I went to Sabrina to win it. Put the 4-horse Fire Beauty, who I think is really in top form right now. Dear Lily ran second on Dear Lily, and Dear Lily would be one of the top choices in here. So,
she would have to be your favorite.
Fire Beauty for me to be second, but I can see her winning the race. And I put the 2-horse Summit Central. Had to need that last race. Battled on the pace. I know it wasn't a fast one, but still, I think this horse will be better served to be held back early and run on late, because there is some speed in here. Sabrina, Fire Beauty, Collateral. There's a little bit of pace on. So I went 1, 4, and 2, but I think Sabrina's the best.
Yeah, I got the same horses. I put Sabrina on top, as you mentioned. Been running in Seattle most of the year, but a very good record this year. 4 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds. Most recently, just beat by a head down there in an optional 25, very similar race to this. She's got to be very live in here. I put Summit Central in the 2nd spot. I know the connections were really high on her last time.
Yeah.
David Lopez rode her over Dear Lily. Hamill actually rode
a pile of good works
Dear
on her.
Lily. They were
needed the race.
Yeah, they were really high on her, so I put her in the 2nd spot. And Fire Beauty, as you mentioned, she's in top form. Those are 3 for me. I think Sabrina's the winner, and Summit Central or Fire Beauty is going to run behind her. I went 1, 2, and 4 in the 3rd. On to the 4th. Another 2-year-old race. This one's for the 2-year-old girls, going 6 furlongs for maiden, $25,000 tag. I went to the 4 of Fleet Alice, another Mark Cluche 2-year-old here. I thought a very good start in her first race. Only got beat a length and a half. She's in a Fleet Alex out of an Unbridled Song mare. Steve McDonald does very well buying horses. Zach Keeneland paid $25,000 for this girl. She looks like the horse to beat for me in here. I put Mini Fridge in the 2nd spot. Mike Anderson having, of course, a great year. He is our leading trainer. And Mini Fridge, I think even once they get to 6.5 is going to be more dangerous, because she keeps getting in trouble, keeps running on heels.
I don't know why they're not running 6.5.
Yeah, I know. This late in the year, it should be 6.5.
Oh, they're still 6 anyway. That's for another discussion.
I would like Mini Fridge better were this race 6.5, because she is always running late, and just kind of, cause a circumstance. She's like running over top of horses and trying to get out and stuff like that. But if she gets a clean trip, she could be right there for sure. And I put We're As Good As Gold out of the Frank Barrowby barn. Ran her first off the claim last time for 25, only got beat a length and a half. She's got to be dangerous right back. Jeff Birmingham on fire right now. 4, 1, and 7 for me in the 4th.
Yeah, I agree with the 4-horse of Fleet Alice. I think it's her race to win or lose. If she can go 6 furlongs right now, she's going to win the race, because she is probably the only horse in here with good natural speed, and she showed that in her 3.5 furlong race. I'm not crazy about the fact she got caught by Benita Rose and others, but
she got knocked around in that race too, if you remember, down the lane. Benita Rose got her. She didn't have an easiest time in her first start.
Well, she come back to work well, at least in 103 and change. It's only 5/8 that she has, which is a negative. But it's, as I mentioned, it's her race to win or lose. She has the speed. Watch how the track is doing for the opening 3 races. If speed isn't doing well, this could be a real vulnerable favorite, because she is lacking in distance works to go to turns. So, but I did go to a Fleet Alice. I put the 5-horse Free and Fast coming out of 2 stakes races. It was a no threat from an outside draw in the Stadium and Futurity, but Richard Hamill jumping back aboard, I kind of like it. Actually, the race 2 back in the sales stake wasn't all that bad, behind Princess Katie and Miss Finality, and she's in for a price. I give her a shot. She might be the upset special in here. And I agree with the 7-horse, We're As Good As Gold. This horse will be better. Kind of got bottled up on the inside, and once this horse got to the outside, this horse was closing well at the end of that race and was getting to the winner, Chester's Gold. So I went 4, 5, and 7 to kick off your late pick 4. And the 5th race, $4,000 older horses, conditional race going 6.5 furlongs. for horses that have not won a race this year or non-winners of 4 lifetime. I landed on the 9, Game 7. He has not won a race since arriving back at Hastings, but
Well, he did.
Could get a. I know he did win a race, but he kind of
Got taken
was
down.
a little error in mid-stretch there, and was disqualified. But the horse is in a spot where he should be pretty dangerous. Swiss Arrogant should ensure a lively early
Carson
pace.
City Brown, too.
Makina and McQuina. Carson City Brown, Super Steve even has. So there's some speed in this
Bardic
race.
County has been, he
Yeah, Game 7 should get a good pace in her. I'm not crazy about the way the horse ran last time, and that's probably why the horse is in for 4,000. But this is a good opportunity for the horse to get back on the board, maybe. I put the 3, Bardic County, in for second. Kind of a good run again last time to Fleming's Beach, kind of rounding into form after a late start to the year. And I put the 1 horse, Super Steve, who's at a really late start to the year.
Yeah.
Not starting until October, been almost a full year off. But excellent works, cool horse.
15-time winner.
Oh, he's a neat horse, Super Steve. Better going long, real good marathon horse too. He could carry his speed a mile and a half and farther. But 6.5 might be a little abrupt for him, but at least they do have to get him started somewhere. I put him in for third. I just got to respect the horse because he's a cool horse. I went 9, 3, and 1.
I agree. Game 7 off the drop. I mean, even that last race for 8,000. Casino Boss shows up for 16 on Sunday, and it's going to be tough in there.
I picked Casino Boss.
So did I. I picked Casino Boss in there. Casino Boss won by 4. So you do the math. He only got beat, 4 lengths for second. Those are a lot tougher horses with Iskar. Iskar was taking a big drop.
He didn't run his race, but he wasn't very good that day. But still, you're right. They were way better. Those are way better.
Way better horses. I put him on top. I put Lucky Molly Minor in the second spot. I thought a good, he just.
I liked him last time.
Yeah, he'd been off since June, and he definitely needed the race last time. It was a good third behind Fleming's Beach and Bardic County. I think he takes a step forward here for Mike Anderson. And I put Bardic County in the third spot. He just keeps hitting the board. He's a tough old horse, a class old horse, a 9-year-old who's run most of his career much higher. He's been down at this level since starting out the year and keeps knocking around second. I thought that was a hardy effort last time behind Fleming's Beach.
Well, Fleming's Beach was dropping, I believe. And
yeah, he was. He was coming out with 62.50. But I thought a very good effort. Got the lead and, was up there with 22 and 4 and 46. They had decent fractions for these kind of horses. So I put him in the third spot. I went 9, 7, and 3 in the fifth. On to the sixth. Fillies and Mares, non-2, 4,000, going a mile and a tick. I went to the 6, Cute Little Vixen, out of the Barb Heads barn, and for owners, Mr. and Mrs. R.J. Bennett. I thought a good third last time. Only got beat 3.5. Catching Fire was definitely the best horse in that race. You ran into a very tough filly there. Riki Princess come back around a good second behind Four Feathers the other day, another well-meant horse. And Cute Little Vixen was third. Does move to Amadeo Perez. Amadeo and Barb are always very tough together. I got Cute Little Vixen on top. I went to Biscuit in the second spot. I thought a good, she ran into a 4 non-2 against Bubbly on Ice last time. Bubbly on Ice is much tougher. For a 4 non-2, that's a heck of a mare to run into.
Yeah.
Did get beat 6 lengths, but was, still ahead of the rest of them. I've got Biscuit in second. And Shayla's Rose, who did just break her maiden 4,000 last time. But again, she'd been running much higher, took the drop down to 4. The 4 non-2 shouldn't be over her head. I got her in the third spot. I went 6, 1, and 4.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you've said. The 6 horse Cute Little Vixen is, I think the horse to beat. That's a huge rider change from Tanika, Wolf Bell to Amadeo Perez.
Yeah, hard-working girl that's
good,
struggling to a guy that wins races on a consistent basis.
You never slam the less experienced riders, but as a handicapper, you have to know that this is a positive rider change. And this is
you're
going
to a
help.
guy who wins races on a consistent basis over a girl that's trying to win a race.
Yeah, this is going to help Cute Little Vixen. She showed she can route 3 starts back when she broke her maiden and in a decent time. I know the track was really fast that day, but she was very good, and I think Cute Little Vixen's going to be tough again. I put the 4 horse Sailor's Rose in for second. It's been running in some tough maidens throughout the year, and finally dropped in for 4 and didn't get any breaks hooking into Rio Hana, and she ended up winning the race nicely from sitting behind a slow pace, and I think she's ready to move forward too. And I put the 5 horse Lost Humor. I'm not going to give up. Mark Cluche decides to keep the horse routing. I mean, after that race, you'd think, okay, I'm never going to route again.
Yeah.
But they've obviously, it was their first race in 5 weeks. Perhaps he was too sharp and kind of running off a bit. And maybe they get an equipment change.
Yeah,
there's no blinker change, but maybe a bridle change. You don't know. Just something that's maybe convinced them that this horse will go long. And when you're on the lead in these kind of races, that's where you want to be. And
can be
I don't
tough
mind
to
giving
catch.
her another chance.
I look at her
don't
too,
want to get beat by her.
I look
don't
at her
want,
too.
she'll be on my tickets. Lost Humor is, I think.
And she's going to be a price. This might be your Sea to Sky kind of horse.
Because the 5-week layoff, I think, really may have not been in her favor.
It was an uphill battle
to go long.
exactly.
So she was a little too sharp and was really tough to handle. But I respect Mark, and he's going to send the horse long again. So I think she'll run a lot better race. But I had to go 6, 4, and 5 in race number 6. On to the Saturday finale.
The nightcap.
$4,000 non-horse to 3 lifetime, going a mile and a 16th. I ended up on the 5-horse Stallman Pete. I'm going to take a bit of a shot here. The horse was dragged back to last after a tardy beginning in Seattle. There was no pace on. They ran the last quarter of the race in 23 and 4/5 seconds. And this horse was actually running okay.
Yeah.
And the only time this horse has run really poorly going long is when they've sent the horse. And I just see a pile of speed. I see On the Sunny Side going. This is the moment. Burnaby Baron wants to be up close. Always the Sunrise best races are going to the lead. I just, 4 of these horses, their best races are going to the front. So I think they're going to go to the front.
Yeah.
I think the front end could be congested. This is a good time for Stallman Pete to sit last and make one run. And this horse is, I've liked him in the past, and for whatever reason, I know he's got a lot of form on him as a non-2. You can only give horses excuses for so long, but I just think this is a good scenario for him to be dragged. I hope he breaks slow and gets back to last, and Pedro can just conserve him and make one run, and I think he'll run a big race. I put the 2 On the Sunny Side, who's in top form, in for second, and the 6, Always a Sunrise. A little light on work. Hasn't worked in like 4 weeks. Been off for like 6 weeks. Like, not the kind of setup you want
Not
going into
ideal.
a race when you're going to take like a $5 horse, and he's probably going to be like one of the heavy choices. So I just thought Stallman Pete, it's a good opportunity for him. I don't think he's catching the best Always a Sunrise. I think he might be catching On the Sunny Side that might get compromised by the pace. And other than that, I think he can beat anyone. So I went 5-2-6.
I did go with the 6, Always a Sunrise, just because those last...
he's the best horse. No doubt.
He is the
No
best
doubt he's the
horse.
best
And
horse.
those last 2 races, I kind of got away from him. And those last 2 races were very good. That second behind Stallman Pete, and then last time just demolished the field by over 8 lengths. Anything close to that race again is going to be very tough. Charlie Miller's having a good year. And her and David Lopez, 38% together. I put This Is the Moment in the second spot for trainer Mike Anderson. I thought a very convincing win last time. It was an 18-3, which is probably right around what these horses are going to run. But he is part of the pace scenario, but Hamill sticks with him. I thought a convincing win last time over Past Believe, and I put him in the second spot and On the Sunny Side in the third spot. I went 6, 3, and 2. In the nightcap, that'll do it for our analysis of the Saturday, October the 3rd card. Up next on screen will be our picks.
I
Mike,
got
as
race number
always,
1. I
you're
went to the
first.
6 horse, Chianti. Over the 5, Jamal, and the 4, Hawk Mom. 6-5-4 in the Saturday opener, race number 2. The start of the Sea to Sky pick 6, $70,000 carryover. I went to the 1, Crazy Profit. 1, 6, and 4. It might sum me up, a crazy profit. Race number 3.
Maybe on this day.
Race number 3, I went to the 1, Sabrina, 1, 4, and 2. Race number 4, I went to the 4, A Fleet Alice, but a very tough race. I think that's a race you do have to load up on. 4, 5, and 7. No one really reliable in that 2-year-old 6-furlong race. Race number 5, I went to the 9, Game 7 over the 3, Bardic County, and the 1, Super Steve. Race number 6, Cute Little Vixen. I really do like the 4, Sheila's Rose for second. I could play 2 horses. And even the 5, Lost Humor. I'm definitely going to have 4, 5, and 6 on the ticket. And in the 7th and final, I went to the 5, Stallman Pete over the 2 and 6. On to Drew's picks.
In the first, I went with the 5, Jamal over the 2 and the 6. In the second, I went to the 4, Good As They Get over the 3 and the 6. In the third, I went to the 1, Sabrina over Summit Central and Fire Beauty. In the fourth, I agree with Mike on number 4, A Fleet Alice in a tough maiden race over the 1, Mini Fridge, and the 7, We're As Good As Gold. In the fifth, I went to the 9, Game 7 over the 7 and the 3. In the sixth, I'm with Mike on number 6, Cute Little Vixen over the 1 and the 4. And in the nightcap, the 7th, I went to the 6, Always a Sunrise over the 3 and the 2.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of Handicapper's Corner. Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Hopefully we've given you a little insight. 7 races on tap. Race number 2 goes at $220. That is the Sea to Sky Pick 6 carryover. Do take it. May as well take a shot on it.
Absolutely.
70 grand. If you're happen to get lucky.
Last week, I mean, $20 gets you 100 combinations.
100
So
combos.
you get a fair bit of
even
coverage.
$5 gets you. Go for it.
Gets you,
Gets
what,
you
25
25 combos, and you can have a little fun with it. And if you're the only winner, you could possibly take home $80,000 after the last race. And
That's
nice
not a bad
little
day at the
chunk of
races.
change. But should be a lot of fun to see this guy pick 6 once again, starting off in race number 2. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. Our next live card will be Sunday at 1:50 again. 7 races on tap. We'll see you next time here at the Derby Bar and Grill.